Hey you! We need to have a talk, and it's the talk, not the sex talk, no. And I know you've probably seen this a million times, and you've probably heard this a million times, but I'm gonna tell you again because I think the more times you hear it, the more you'll understand it or see how stupid this is. Hopefully, I don't know. But let's get started. So I'm gonna show you something I don't think I've ever shown you on film before. Oh my god, my legs! Would you look at that? My thighs are touching. What is happening there? That's a sight for sore eyes, I bet. So I hope you get the gist of what this video is about now, because it's gonna be mostly about the stupid thigh gap thing going on. Since the dawn of Tumblr time, this has been a thing that entire blogs, just wrap your head around that, entire blogs are dedicated to this. And I don't know why. Like, I don't understand it at all. I should mention that when I first got a Tumblr, I'm gonna say 4 years ago? 3 or 4 years ago, I had never heard of a thigh gap or that phrase, or that anybody noticed it or like looked for it or cared about it or like tried to achieve it, because it doesn't seem like a real thing to me. Like, I don't know, it's like the non-existence of something. Well, I don't know. Anyway, Tumblr was the first time I ever heard about it, or like it was brought to my attention. Recently, I've been seeing a lot of pictures come back up on my dash about it, and I've decided to sort of address the fucker because it's like 1:30 in the morning and it made me this angry, so why not make a video about it, right? Alright, so here we go. Number one, your genes dictate whether or not you're gonna have a thigh gap, because if you have wide hips, your legs are spaced apart because they're wider. And if you have small hips, then they're gonna be more straight down because they're smaller, obviously. And so you really can't do anything about it. It's not that you're like fat or that you're overweight or unhealthy or anything. Like, you can be the skinniest person in the world and your thighs are still gonna touch if you have small hips. It's something that's natural. You are supposed to be that way. You were born that way. Don't make a joke. It's not something you can change, and it doesn't matter. It's just something that's there. It's not like a bad thing. It's not a bad thing at all. Because it's natural, if you try to like starve yourself or exercise, like, you might not even have a thigh gap if you exercise a lot. You might not get it. Number two, ligaments on my body that are placed directly next to each other are touching. Like, dude, seriously, like, that's like, basically that's being like, when I hold my hand like this, my fingers are touching because they're placed directly next to each other. I wish I had a finger gap. I maybe should exercise these more and maybe I will get a finger gap. If you are self-conscious about your legs, I suggest, I know this is cliche, exercise. You'll get toned. Don't starve yourself, okay? Because it's not worth it at all. Like, don't do that, please. If you are thinking about, if you are that self-conscious and you're that worried, because I do know that, shut up, cat. Sorry. If you are worried about it, talk to me about it if you need to. Don't be worried about it. Basically what I'm saying is, yeah, eat healthy, have a fit body, fit ass body. Gonna be looking fine if you eat healthy. For a long period of time, I was really self-conscious about my legs. Like, that was the biggest thing for me, was my legs. I must not have wide hips. I don't know. I guess I just realized that I shouldn't spend my time thinking about something that no one but me cares about. I realized no one has ever said something about that to me. No one looks at me and is like, Megan, your thighs aren't looking their best today, Megan. I don't think we should be friends. Or like, I don't think we should be dating because your thighs are touching. Like, if anyone ever says that to you, fucking hit them. Like, punch him in the face. Knock him out because it's stupid. Just be like, I'm sorry. You have a small brain. If anyone ever says that, they don't deserve to be your friend. I still have days where I'm frustrated with myself. Like, fucking bathrooms, changing rooms, like, the lighting should not be legal. That should not be illegal. Like, they shouldn't do that to someone. After I go in a changing room, I just want to like cry. I go in there and I'm like, oh, I don't want to buy anything. I hate myself. It's not something I'm concerned about anymore in regards to my personal view on myself. And it shouldn't be for you either. There are way more things that you can be thinking about than a little space between your legs. That sounds dirty. I hope that this kind of clears up the fact that it's something natural. It's not something that you should be ashamed about or like worried about. I also want to include that I'm not saying anything about any like people with thigh gaps. It's awesome. Everything's great for everyone. You should all be proud of your bodies. If you have a thigh gap or if you don't have a thigh gap, you should be proud of yourself and how you are, because your body is what's keeping you alive. And whether or not there's an inch of fat between your legs, like, it shouldn't, you're breathing, so that's good. I guess that's it. Thanks for listening. I hope you guys liked it. It's Rawranansi on Tumblr, obviously. I've told you that a million times, or like 6 times. And